So this is my interactive Disney planner. Um, it was built with Claude, and specifically it was built with multiple versions of Claude. So multiple versions of Sonnet, then Claude Design, uh, Claude Code, and also later on I tried Claude Code with Fable to do bug fixes, which was a very interesting experience. I've gotten feedback on the original version of this. This is the latest version. It's entirely for me. A little background is I haven't been to Disney in 30 years. My husband has never been. His brother has never been. My kid has never been. And his mom has never been. And so in the future, we have this dream to go to Disney, but it's very expensive. And so I thought it'd be cool to do a budget myself. I've definitely gotten feedback on this as well to add additional features, and I will shout out to the people that helped with those suggestions in the blog. But a little bit about the toggles here. There's an inflation toggle because inflation impacts the prices every year, I've found in research. However, this is none of this is guaranteed because it's looking in the future, and your experience and your costs may be different. But for me, I like to have kind of an overall target budget for myself. This is based on 5 nights, but it can change how many nights, and that's largely impacted by deals and hotel prices, which definitely change depending on the season and when you go. You can select peak season or off season, but you can also select your check in date, and mine is set for December 6th as one option because a colleague of mine suggested that it would be good to go in early December. Once you have a check-in date, it actually gives you a timeline on when you should book. There are features about this I would love to change because I think there is some degree on inaccuracy here. Um, but there's intent, and there is a suggestion on like when you should book your lightning lanes and when you should reserve restaurants and things like that. That stuff is really complicated to me, and it felt like I had to search all over the place for that. So I want to improve this, and if anyone goes looking and has suggestions here on how to make that data more accurate, please let me know. It also accounts for 9 different hotels. 6 are deluxe resort hotels, and 3 are very high end Disney associated hotels. Because for me, when we finally get to do this, the dream is to actually stay at a deluxe resort. But many people do Disney a lot cheaper through like Airbnb or other hotels that are slightly outside of the resort. For us, we just would love to stay at like Animal Kingdom or Wilderness Lodge. There's different, you'll see different ticks here too that say things like, oh, you can get to Magic Kingdom by boat if you stay at the Wilderness Lodge. All that stuff I felt like I had to search all over the place for. So I wanted it in one place. Each hotel also has a page with interesting information about the hotel. This is based on several searches, and I know this data can change. I don't plan to constantly keep this site up to date, but I will keep it up for at least myself. And if anybody does want to clone this, you're more than welcome to and update it however you see fit. Additionally, once you pick your hotel, you have to decide whether you want the additional perks that can come with it. I went ahead and selected that for this exercise. And then there's lots of different things you can bake in here. The Disney deals specifically, I want to shout out to a colleague of mine, Jennifer, who made suggestions here. But these are the deals that are like have been commonly found and are applied, but this stuff can change all the time. And if you work with a travel planner, it can really help you. I plan to do that in addition to this. This is more for my own exercise and brain. And then, of course, everybody has to choose whether they want to drive or fly. This is built from flying from Atlanta or driving from Atlanta, specifically Marietta was a sub-district of Atlanta. And, like, what's the cost difference there? Park tickets, lightning lane, multi-passes, that's kind of built in as a flat, not optional rate, something that could be configurable in the future. The food and dining budget is also like based on what I want, but everybody has different preferences here as well. And then I want to do a couple of special experiences if I can even get them. So the budget changes based on whether you do these experiences as well. Pandora at Night is free, but it's not free in the sense of we have a toddler and we'll need a babysitter if my husband and I go and do that. So you'll see cost changes based on things like stroller rental and also babysitting. And it actually, depending on more evening events you do, the in-room babysitting budget adapts actually to that, which is something I put in there and really wanted. There's some extra goodies in there too that are optional, like Memory Maker. And then finally, there's a lot to do at Disney, and I wanted this experience customized. I gotta fix this map thing. I want this experience customized to being parents who largely don't like wild roller coasters, but also having a toddler. So I've kind of dialed Disney down to what I would absolutely want to check out based on those things, including stores. And it's completely designed around my toddler. So the specific rides she would be able to do at 3 or 4, depending on when we actually go. And then different food costs and things like that. For me, this just keeps it all in one place and makes Disney less overwhelming, which is the biggest reason I like it. And then all the different resorts are really different. So like the Epcot page is customized to Epcot and talks about the seasonal festivals at Epcot. What to do during the day, what to do at night that's different. The different rides my daughter could do, again, and the different shops, ones that my little girl would like versus ones we might like. So it's not perfect. I know some people are going to look at this and be like, yikes, Disney is really expensive. Disney is absolutely expensive if you are like me and you say that you want I have it in here somewhere, like a $1,600, $1,650 souvenirs budget. You don't need to do that. You could make it way cheaper on yourself. That's hard coded in here. For me, like, this would be the dream, and maybe that dream will be cheaper in the future, and I will have to make it cheaper, and that's okay. But I think if you're building with AI as a hobby and you're building anything, dream big, especially if you're going to Disney. The other things I want to call out is I got some feedback on this from an awesome community I'm in. We were kind of playing around with different tools. And I was like, I wear glasses. It's hard for me to read websites these days. There's a larger text version, which is awesome. And I did work on mobile support as well. There's also a if you're like super into brightness, there's a daylight version. So you can get that. I find it very aggressive personally, but welcome to feedback from people that actually like more these style versions of websites as well. The other thing I've noticed is like Claude design likes to suggest a lot of purpley designs, but I actually think it's fitting for this type of thing. There are other design options I had, and I'm going to show them as well in the blog. But I do like ultimately what it did here. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.